Hi, my loves. Welcome back. Spirit did not hold back in this reading. We asked Spirit to show us the real energy surrounding the orange one right now, his mental state, his physical state, the people whispering in his ear, the pressure he's under, and most importantly, where this is all heading next. I'm using my Shadow Tarot today, and let me tell you, these cards do not hold back and they don't sugarcoat. They laid it all out. But as always, please remember that everything shared in this video is spirit-led, alleged, and for entertainment purposes only. Please trust your intuition, take only what resonates, and leave anything that doesn't. And if you ever feel called to go deeper into your own personal situations, I offer tarot and pendulum readings through my Etsy shop. You can find the link in the video description and in the pinned comment below. Okay, my loves. Let's begin. Spirit, what is the orange one's true state of mind, body, and vitality beneath the image that's being shown to the public? We received the Sun reversed, the Empress reversed, and the Ace of Swords reversed. As I sit with these cards, Spirit makes it very clear. What's being shown to the public does not reflect the truth of this man's condition. The Sun reversed opens the reading with an undeniable shift in brightness. It's a fading vitality. What once may have felt radiant or dominant is now dimmed and obscured. His stamina feels compromised. There's exhaustion in the field, like someone forcing themselves to shine, while the fuel has long run dry. The energy is brittle. It's not that the sun isn't there, but it's not reaching him in the same way anymore. And right now, Spirit is whispering, there's a shadow behind the smile. The Empress reverse speaks loudly to the physical. His body feels neglected and out of sync, possibly even rejected on a soul level. This card often points to the life force being out of balance, like the body is no longer receiving what it needs to thrive. His nourishment is off, rhythms are off. The connection to the natural flow of health and vitality feels disrupted and possibly ignored. Spirit says this is someone who has stopped listening to their body a long time ago, and the body is now calling the shots. And then we land on the Ace of Swords reversed, and it's as if everything clicks into place. The mind is fogged, communication is not what it once was. There's lack of coherence here. Mental clarity is not present. Words may still be spoken, but they aren't cleanly flowing from thought to truth. There's distortion and even delusion. Spirit is showing me a crown sitting on a head that's no longer fully connected to the sword of reason. Put together, these three form a triangle of decline. The Sun reverse dims the spirit, the Empress reverse depletes the body, and the Ace reverse clouds the mind. He's fading away behind the scenes. It's not always visible, but it's deeply present and active. Spirit is emphasizing that this is not a man leading with force. This is a vessel now being propped up by projection, pride, and a tightly managed appearance. There's hollowness underneath, spiritual detachment, and his light inside is flickering. And still, Spirit is calm, not cruel. They say that when the light begins to fade in this way, it's often because a higher truth is preparing to emerge. This isn't punishment, it's return. And what's returning now is the truth of who's really been in charge and who's simply been the face. Spirit, what is the current state of the Orange One's mental and emotional stability, and how is it influencing his decision making right now? We receive the Eight of Swords upright, Judgment upright, and Death upright. As soon as these cards come together, Spirit brings me into a very tight mental space. The Eight of Swords shows a mind that feels cornered. He's not calm and not strategic in a healthy way. This is someone operating under the belief that they are under attack from all sides. There's paranoia here, hypervigilance, and a constant scanning for threats, real or imagined. Decisions made from this place are not grounded, they're reactive. Emotionally, this feels suffocating. He is not emotionally regulated right now. Spirit is showing me a man who feels trapped by circumstances he no longer controls, but instead of surrendering, he tightens. The more boxed in he feels, the more erratic his thinking becomes. This is fear driving the wheel, not clarity. Then judgment comes in like a blaring alarm, and this is huge. Judgment tells us that on a soul level, he knows something is coming. Whether consciously acknowledged or not, there's an internal awareness that time is running out. This card brings the sense of being watched, reviewed, and evaluated, not just by people, but by something higher. Spirit says this is the weight of accountability pressing down on him. His past actions, past choices, past deals, they're all rising to the surface right now. But here's the key: judgment doesn't create panic, it creates urgency. So his decisions right now are being influenced by feeling that he must act now, speak now, move now, before something irreversible happens. Which brings us directly to death. Death Upright tells us that this isn't a phase, it's a threshold. It's a chapter that cannot be prolonged much longer, no matter how hard he resists. Spirit shows that emotionally and mentally, he's standing on the edge of an ending he does not want but can't avoid. This creates extreme internal pressure. When someone is staring down an ending that they refuse to accept, their behavior often becomes more drastic, more extreme, and more desperate. So, how is this influencing his decision making? Spirit is very clear in their answer. Decisions are being made from fear of loss, not vision, from avoidance, not leadership, and from resistance to transformation rather than cooperation with it. There's a sense of fighting the inevitable instead of adapting to it. And when death is active and resisted, the unraveling feels harsher, not because spirit is cruel, but because the truth cannot be negotiated with forever. Put together, these cards tells us that his mental and emotional stability are fractured under pressure. He is trapped in his own mind, aware on some level that judgment is unavoidable, and reacting to an ending that's already spiritually underway. Spirit's final whisper on this question is soft but firm. When someone refuses to accept an ending, they often accelerate it themselves. Spirit, how is stress, pressure, and fear currently affecting the Orange One's judgment and leadership choices? We were given the Nine of Cups reversed and the Ace of Cups reversed. When we ask how stress is affecting his judgment, Spirit doesn't show us chaos first, they show us emptiness. The Nine of Cups reversed lands with the weight of a dream that never delivered. He's not getting what he thought he would get. He may look like he's still holding court, but inside there's a void of satisfaction. This card shows emotional indulgence without true fulfillment. It's the energy of someone chasing pleasure, control, or image, but who's left constantly unfulfilled no matter how much he gets. Spirit says, the more pressure builds, the more he tries to feed this hunger, and that leads to impulsive, self-serving decisions that have nothing to do with strategy and everything to do with trying to feel something again. Then we move into the Ace of Cups reversed and everything tightens. His heart space is closed. The cup is upside down, dry or possibly spilling over with unchecked emotion. Spirit shows us a man who is not feeling in a healthy way. Instead, he's either suppressing emotional truths completely or leaking them out in sideways, reactive, manipulative ways. There is no heart center in his leadership right now. He is not leading from empathy. He is not connected to compassion. And he's not choosing from clarity. He's choosing from emptiness. And when leadership is made from this place, the consequences ripple. Spirit wants us to understand that pressure doesn't just cloud his thinking, it's draining his emotional reserves, leaving behind ego, fear, and an aching hidden sense of collapse. The image of him is intact, but the man behind it is spiritually dehydrated. There is no internal nourishment, no grace guiding his choices. So, how's this affecting his decisions? Spirit says that right now he's not seeking solutions, he's seeking relief, and that distinction makes all the difference. Spirit, what unseen influences, advisors, or internal dynamics are currently shaping the Orange One's actions and public behavior? We receive the Five of Wands upright, the King of Swords reversed, and the Eight of Wands upright. Spirit isn't just showing us who's around him, they're showing us how pressure is moving through him. The Five of Wands reverse paints the background, a room full of tension that no one is naming out loud. There are conflicts behind closed doors, disagreements, and scrambling, but they're being masked with smiles and spin. This is a card of unspoken power plays. People around him may not be fighting publicly, but they're all jockeying for influence. There are factions forming, and not everyone is aligned, and he knows it. He may appear like he's commanding the room, but Spirit says that he's reacting to tension, not resolving it. Then we see the King of Swords reversed, and this card lands like a warning bell. This energy is not wise counsel. It's cold, manipulative, and strategic in the darkest sense. There is someone or multiple people advising him from a place of power hunger, not truth. Spirit shows a figure or archetype who is detached from ethics, focused only on control, spin, and winning at all costs. Logic is being weaponized, communication is being twisted. This isn't about what's best for the country. It's about maintaining dominance and dodging consequences. Whoever this is, they're not advising him from love. They're using him as a pawn in a bigger strategy. And then the Eight of Wands burst through the spread like an electric jolt. Everything right now is moving too fast. Spirit says messages are flying, decisions are being made quickly, and responses are being rushed. There's a frenzy in the energy, one that leaves no space for reflection or wisdom. He's being pushed to react, not pause, to respond, not consider. And this card tells us that the unseen influences aren't just people, they're momentum. It's as if he's caught in the stream of his own making, and he can't slow it down. Together, these cards speak clearly. He's surrounded by conflicted voices. He is being influenced by cold, strategic manipulators, and he's moving at a speed that prevents any real alignment with truth or clarity. Spirit says that this is not a man being guided, it's a man being managed. And the ones doing the managing, they're not speaking from the soul, they're speaking from survival. And lastly, Spirit, based on the current energy, what trajectory is the Orange One on in the near future? And what does Spirit want the collective to understand about what comes next? The first card we received is Justice upright, Ten of Cups reversed, Six of Swords upright, the Tower upright, the Mage upright. This is the Magician card. And lastly, the Wheel of Fortune upright. This spread reads like a cosmic countdown, a sequence of events not just predicted, but in motion. Spirit doesn't show us a single movement, they show us a pathway, and they start with justice. This is the card of divine order, of alignment restoring itself. Justice upright tells us plainly there are consequences coming that no spin, no distraction, and no human interference can block. Spirit says that this is not revenge, this is rhythm. The scales must be balanced, and that balancing begins when the facade collapses, not just on the outside, but from within. And then the Ten of Cups reversed shows us just that. There is no unity behind closed doors. There is no peace in this empire. What once may have looked like loyalty or strength is now crumbling into personal chaos. Spirit says the image of family, power, and success he's clung to is breaking down from within his circle, his base, and his legacy. It's not only falling apart, it's being revealed for what it truly is: unstable, hollow, and performative. Then the energy shifts with the Six of Swords upright, a quiet but powerful movement. This is Spirit whispering that the departure has already begun. Not physically, not yet, but energetically. The administration, the illusion, and the narrative, it's being moved out. Piece by piece, we're witnessing a slow but certain transition away from what has been, and whether that movement is willing or not, it's underway. And then we meet the Tower, upright and unmistakable. Spirit is not mincing words. A collapse is coming, not as a punishment, but as a correction. What has been built on illusion, control, and ego cannot stand forever. Spirit is saying, this tower was not built on stone. It was built on sound bites and shadows. And when the truth shakes the foundation, the whole thing falls, quickly, visibly, and loudly. And when it finally does, the question won't be how, but what now? And it's here that the magician appears, powerful, commanding, and alive with potential. But Spirit gives this card a dual tone. Yes, it does show his manipulation and illusion finally being exposed, but it also shows our power returning, the people, the awakened, and the collective soul. Spirit says, now that you've seen the magician's tricks, you can never unsee them, and that's where the transformation will begin. And the final card, the Wheel of Fortune, lands like thunder and grace in the same breath. This is fate. This is movement. This is the turning of a karmic cycle that no man, no group, and no narrative can stop. The wheel turns, and Spirit says that this chapter has run its course, not because it's convenient, but because it's time. So, what is the orange one's current trajectory? He's on a path that leads not just to collapse, but to consequence. His actions have echoed for years, and now the echoes are returning home. And what we must understand is that this collapse isn't just his, it's also ours, in the sense that it reflects the parts of ourselves that we allow to fall asleep. But now we're awake, now we see. And the future, it doesn't belong to towers, it belongs to truth. Okay, my loves, take a breath with me because that energy was heavy. I feel out of breath. This wasn't just a reading about one man. It was about pressure, about illusion, about what happens when power keeps pushing forward long after spirit has pulled the plug. We're being shown someone that's clinging to the image of control while the foundation beneath him crumbles. We're being shown desperation behind the decisions, manipulation behind the messaging, and a quiet karmic hand already at work behind the scenes. But more than that, Spirit showed us the bigger picture, that endings like this don't explode out of nowhere. They fracture quietly, then all at once. And that we, the collective, are not just watching it happen. We're participating in the shift by staying awake, grounded, and clear-eyed in the midst of all the noise. I would love to hear what resonated from this reading. Drop your thoughts, your insights, or questions in the comments. I love reading everything you have to say. As always, please remember that this reading was for spiritual insight and entertainment purposes only. Everything stated is alleged. My love, always trust your own intuition. Only take what resonates and leave anything that doesn't. And if you ever feel called to go deeper into your own personal situations, I offer pendulum and tarot readings through my Etsy shop. You can find the link in the pinned comment below and in the video description. Until next time, stay protected, stay present, and stay in your light. I love you, I appreciate you, and I'll meet you in the comments.